my signature is your signature.
Yours is fine. Alexa off. All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right, so Gary is in an interview, so he's running late. So I'm gonna start off today. So we're gonna go over just our basic stuff, cover everything, and just remind you guys of some stuff. So this week's schedule, we are now at Wednesday, so we have our team training series, which is right now. New agent onboarding starts at 11. Tomorrow, we do have our call jam in office, so that's for everybody to participate in. That is at 11. We have onboarding, and then onboarding on Friday as well. And so make sure you guys are checking your schedules for your 411s.
She's going to sit in our
That's fine.
meeting. What's up?
All right.
Still got it.
So
Still got it.
our Q1 challenge, guys, you guys remember this? So win a cruise to Mexico, right? So if you close 10 transactions in the first quarter of this year, which is January, February, March, if you get 10 deals done, we're going to send you to Mexico on a cruise, all right? So I know we got 1 to 2 people gunning for that. Hopefully we'll be sending them. Next is our mission, right? So our mission for this company is to be the gold standard in the real estate industry for creating exponential growth for our agents, that's you guys, and then unmatched results and service for our clients using a proven, repeatable system. And then a review of our goals. So Jose, I was right. That one you sent me, Jose actually sent me an all-inclusive resort in Cabo. He's like, we should go to this one.
Looking out for everybody.
And I was like, that's literally the one I put up on the slide. So,
hey, it's a message.
yeah.
It's a message.
So I don't know which one we're gonna go to yet.
Look at now, assuming that we will close 270.
Well, no. One, you guys gotta hit 270.
Well, we don't make it, you have to pay your own way.
Huh?
If they don't make it, they have to pay their own.
No, you can't go. You are not allowed to go. So here's our goal, right? Our goal for the year is 270 closings, all right? The way that I have it broken down is 200 buyers and 70 sellers, right? Once we hit that goal, because we will hit it, right? Anyone that has 12 closings by the end of this year, I'm gonna pay for an all expenses paid trip to Cabo. So flights, hotels, drinks, food, everything will be paid for, all right?
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna rent a yacht when we get there and do a yacht day, all right? Because I love that shit. So yeah, I did it in San Diego last year and it was like the funnest thing. So we'll do something like that. So I want to see everybody. It'll be around this time next year, this time or spring, depending on like the weather in Mexico. I don't know.
Give me time.
Watch the whales.
Watch the whales. Yeah, that'd be cool. Get on a boat and go see whales and all that. So yeah, you guys have a year to do your meal prepping and your gym. So I'm telling you right now, get a tan. I will be tan as fuck when we go. All right. So I'll look like Gary. So. This is what we're going to do, so I hope to have everybody here, plus the other people that we're going to be bringing on the team as well. But you got to have 12 closings in order to go on this trip, all right? And you cannot pay your way if you don't hit it. You're not allowed to come. All right, here is our company standard. So this is what we refer to as the line. You guys are all very familiar with this right now. I'm very proud of all of you guys because you've all been pretty much above the line, right? So 3 closed deals per quarter to be on the team. That's the standard, all right? Plus, you need to have 25 conversations logged in Follow-Up Boss each week, all right? So that is a 2-minute long conversation logged using the Follow-Up Boss phone number. 2 open houses per month, pretty self-explanatory. You got to do 2 a month. All client communication happens in Follow-Up Boss. You got to be at the meetings. You got to be at the trainings. You got to turn your KPIs in weekly, right? If you're already doing the work, you might as well turn them in, right? That's what gets you new leads anyways. And then you got to attend the 411. So those are your one-on-ones, right? Those are all on your calendars with Gary. Next. Phone shift, I'll just touch on real fast. We have a lot of new people on phone shift this week. So there's two types of ways that you get a lead on the team. So one is gonna be an actual phone call, right? Through like the Zillow Premier Agent app or Google Local Service or through reception, right? They're gonna call you and they're gonna say, hey, I have someone that's looking to buy a house in Bakersfield or Lake Isabella or wherever, right? Or, so that's one way, it's gonna be an actual phone call. The other way is where you get a notification on your phone through Follow Up Boss. It says new lead, and it says ignore or claim, all right? So then you wanna claim those. And then it's your job to call that lead immediately. Those are gonna be more like your online leads, right? Or they submitted information on our website or something like that. Our Zillow showcase leads that we get that are like direct, like those are really, really good leads. Those come in like that. Those aren't phone calls. So it's first to claim. So the first person to hit that button or answer the phone is the one who gets the lead. All right, so speed to lead is everything. The way you get on phone shift, you have to be present and on time to the meeting on Monday and on Wednesday. If you are 1 minute late, you will not be on phone shift. All right, so if you walk in the door and someone is already up here talking, you're late. All right, so you want to be here a little bit early. What do I always say? 15 minutes early is on time. All right, then, so you got to do that. Then you have to do one of these 4 things. So you either have to have 25 conversations, logged in Follow Up Boss, which is our standard anyways. You got to work, or you work 2 open houses following our open house checklist, or you open an escrow, or you close an escrow. All right, I want to cover this part because you guys, most of you probably don't, you've heard it, but you probably haven't registered it yet. Every single month, you're allowed 1 absence from the meeting or to be late to the meeting, and you still get on phone shift. So like if you did one of these things, but like you were just gonna run 10 minutes late or like you couldn't make it to the meeting or something, you're allowed to tell Gary one time. It has to be ahead of time too. You can't say afterwards. You gotta let him know, hey, I can't make it today. And then you can still, like if you qualified, you can still get the new leads, all right? But you can only do that 1 time a month. You can't continually do that. So it doesn't, if you do it once, doesn't matter what the reason is after that. You get in a car accident, your tire's flat in the morning, doesn't matter. If you're not here on time, you don't get the leads. Any questions on that? Yes.
So if, let's say if I don't use it this month,
It does not roll over. No.
No rollover.
No. There's no rollover.
I'll say rollover. You guys are too young to know rollover.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, we're not Verizon, all right? Like, there's no rollover minutes.
Then you stack them up and then 1 month, hey, I can't be there all month.
Yeah, no rollovers.
You're cheating yourself, dog. You're cheating yourself.
Yeah. And so these do get used. These do get used.
So if I don't use up all my my absences for a year, can I cash out some like pay like vacation?
I was like Teresa and Liz, if we close 12 deals this month, can we just not do anything the rest of the year? I'm like, well, you could, but
Hey, Teresa.
you don't want to.
Do nothing else the rest of the year. Do we know Teresa? Well,
Yeah, I know.
Showing up with like 45 deals next year.
Yeah, you don't have to, but I wouldn't. All right, next. Oops, did I skip one? Oh, no. So I'm going to review this really quickly. You guys do a pretty good job at this already. I don't mind if you hit me up for things. Obviously, I'm here all the time. I do get a lot of people reaching out to me about writing offers or a listing agreement or whatever. But like, ultimately, this is who's responsible for those things, right? So Gary is our sales manager. So anything sales related. So showing homes, scheduling your showings, how to write an offer, anything negotiations, calling the listing agent, getting your buyer rep signed, or anything like that. Like that's involved around, that's all gonna be Gary, right? So think of like anything that, like making phone calls, like anything before escrow is basically like his domain, recruiting, all that. And then with Celeste as our operations manager, think like once you're in escrow, right, then it's Celeste, like all the paperwork, the disclosures, getting like things signed, like e-signing, all of your tech tools, so like Follow Up Boss, Glide, Brokerment, like all the different technology that we use here. She is the queen of all of that, so that's her domain. So any questions, like you can't log in, or you need your password reset, or anything like that, she handles like all that stuff as well too. The marketing center, we have our marketing center we went over. So that is, I think, everything I have to go for. I was just...
It's important that we utilize those like you said, you can.
This one.
You can hit him up, but ideally, what happens is you'll hit him up and then he'll call us after, like, hey, did you know that they need help with their contract? And then we look like we don't know what we're doing, right? Like, oh, I didn't know that. So, it helps from mine and Celeste's standpoint to understand, like, in the process, if we miss something, maybe on training, or maybe we need to recover something again, and we can facilitate that for you guys. So it's just a way, it's like another touch point for us to just kind of understand if you know what's going on in the business, right? Before it presses up to him. Like I said, he's always very welcoming. That's just the type of guy he's going to be. But we want to know about it first to help you guys out. We got to earn our paycheck, because if he keeps answering all the questions, he's going to fire us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's literally why I pay them. So
Ryan should be the last person to know, and it should be shit hitting the fan.
I'm usually the first person though. Still, I'm still usually the first.
Did you know? Like,
Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple more things. Our closing gift for buyers, right? So I want to stress the importance, and I've done this over and over and over, of getting our reviews for our team, right? That really drives the engine for like new leads coming in, the higher quality leads coming in. So we will get all of your guys' clients, I will buy them a 40-minute photo shoot with a professional photographer to get new photos done for their new house that they just bought. All right, they get one printout. The way that they do it is they have to leave a 5-star review on our Google team page and our Google Zillow page. All right, so when you go to the closing, you hand them the keys. Hey, and Celeste, I think is going to still working on getting you guys the links, so that way you have them real easy. Text them the link or whatever, or even do it in the middle of the I don't care when they do it. Just make sure they do it. And if they do it, we will get them a photo shoot for the new house, right? So like we're paying, the company's paying for it. It doesn't come out of your pocket. So it's like you get to give them a closing gift and I'm covering it, right? But they have to get those 2 reviews in before we give them their little coupon for that. Voucher, coupon, something, whatever, I don't know. So I want to make sure, and I haven't done any of these yet.
I want to share an experience. So I had the escrow I'm in right now. I did explain it to them, like, it's the first time I told them about it, like, in the middle of the transaction, and it kind of, like, hyped them up, and they were, like, looking forward to it. And they themselves said, this is the perfect gift for, like, the first perfect gift for a new home.
Yeah.
And so it was, like, it's nice to, like, mention it in the middle of the transaction.
I'd mention it at the beginning, at the buyer rep. Hey, guess what? Like, when we close escrow, I'm going to get you a professional photo shoot so you get new pictures for your new house. Like, get them excited. Like,
you got the sellers. Whenever a seller, like, you can tell the seller's really passionate about their house. You know what I mean? They were selling it and they put a lot of work into it. Like, I would just
give them the photos.
The photography that we use.
Yeah.
And create like a book for them.
That's actually a good idea, because
like they're hanging on to that.
I've done that.
Really love their house. They're selling it for whatever reason, but
some people that are really like love their home and are proud of it. They love, because our photos look good, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. I did that for my when I sold my parents' house. My stepdad, like, he built the house and like he loved the house, but then they needed to sell it. This was years ago, and when he saw the photos of the house, he was like, almost cried. He's like, I love this house, right? And so like I gave him all the photos, they framed them, like, because that was his first house that he ever built, and he lived there forever. And it was a really nice house over in Brimhall Classics. So that's a great idea. We should explore that. Okay, our client appreciation event, Celeste is putting this together for us, but remember, we're gonna do client events every other month this year, all right? So this is like, nowhere else is it, do I make it, or does anyone make it so easy to stay in contact with your past clients and your sphere, right? Just invite them to a party, right? You can call them and say, hey, and invite them. We do different ones, adults, kids ones, right? So this one's gonna be more of an adult one. We're gonna do a Valentine's Day date night for our past clients, current clients, people that you might be working with. And we're gonna do like a trivia night. So it's something that I've done before at an event. It was super fun. So we'll rent a space, we'll have a bunch of tables and chairs, we'll get it catered with some food, and then we'll have somebody that does, like a trivia company, do trivia while everyone's eating, and like, it's really fun. Like I've done. If you've been to Templar on Tuesday nights, that's what it is. Super, super fun. So we're gonna do this in February, right around Valentine's Day, not on Valentine's Day. But so more information is going to come out on that. And then April, we always do our big 1,000-egg Easter egg hunt for all the kids. And that one was probably our biggest one last year. We do that at a park. So that was a really good one. I had the Brazilian hot dog guy out there making hot dogs. We had egg tosses, all the whole 9 yards. Easter bunny. that one was fun.
And people that you sell to out of town actually do go to those.
Yeah, people come to those. They're really good. And like, it's a great way to stay in contact, like with your past clients, because instead of be like, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell? It's like, hey, do you want to come out to our Easter event or to our Valentine's Day date night with your wife? We're gonna buy you guys dinner. Like, and then when they're there, of course they're gonna talk to you. Oh, I know someone. You know what I mean? It's a great way to, like, client events are a great way to like get that repeat and referral business. It is like the best way. And it's the easiest ask because you're already doing something for them, so they feel obligated to give you something in return. It's the law of reciprocity, or however you say that.
Yeah.
Reciprocity, yeah.
Is that the last slide?
I think this is the last. I was just trying to buy you time.
Go over the referral for recruiting people.
Oh yes, I don't have a slide for it.
We'll have one for the next.
We'll have one. Yeah, good. Thank you for reminding me. So you guys may or may not have remembered that when you signed your contract to work here, there was a like recruitment bonus that you could get, right? By recruiting an agent to like come join our team. You just got to get him in contact with Gary and he'll do the whole interview process, all of that. So it used to be once they closed 5 deals, it was like a $1,500 bonus, I think, and recently we changed it. I think I went over it one time though, so nobody probably remembers. Does anybody remember what it was?
Yeah.
I think it was
You get a percentage of
10% of the first.
You get 10% of the commission on their first 5 deals. So you start getting paid instantly instead of having to wait for them to close 5 deals. All right? So if you bring someone who joins the team, you're going to get 10% of the commission for their first 5 transactions. So I wanted to just go over that with you guys. If you know anybody, like you can see that we're growing pretty quickly, right? I went over in the Monday meeting. We're gonna have a much bigger office in March. So we're gonna have plenty of room. And we wanna keep on growing and take over California.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about pitching too much anything to them. Just tell them like, would it be okay if he gave you a call? And that's pretty much it. I'll take it from there.
Yeah, agents that you do deals with, like the agent on the other side, that maybe they did a good job, like you can always ask them. That's a good way to do it. I think Teresa's almost got someone that way. The guy in Ridgecrest we never interviewed. But that's a good way to do it. If you know agents out there, if you're going to events, things like that.
Who's brought somebody already? Jose brought Liz.
Jose's brought someone.
Who else?
Alfonso was 50-50, bro.
I mean, yeah, you did bring Alfonso too.
And so people just not get mad if you're
Can I
trying
get
to
credit for
recruit
Alyssa
like
because
people.
she called me and asked me how what I think about it.
I don't really care if they do or not. I mean, people try to recruit our agents. Like I don't care. Like I know it's just a part of the business. Like
So I'm just saying because I try to get some agents that I'm just kind of like I don't know if I should tell them or not.
absolutely, tell them. Yeah. If you think this helped, has the training so far helped you a lot in your business? Yeah. Exactly, right? So if you know someone else out there that this could possibly help, I mean, you're not the one recruiting them. You're just telling them about your experience here. Gary, go recruit them.
Yeah.
You just set it up. Set up the best way to do this, guys. Like the best way to do a referral also is a 3-way text. Like a personal introduction. A personal introduction, either through email or through text message, is the best way to like connect 2 people together so that you make sure that they connect. Whether that be for like buyers and sellers, like working with like a vendor or a lender, that's a great way to do it. Or like talking to like one of your friends who's an agent with Gary, start a 3-way text. Hey, what's up, Chad? I got my sales manager Gary in here. I know you were telling me you were interested about kind of what we offer. Gary's gonna let you know.
Yeah. Also, too, always get them to follow your Instagram, and then always just suggest, hey, just follow our brokerage Instagram and even mine, because like we post so much content on there, naturally it's gonna start pulling in the views. And they're
I actually see it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Your posts and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
for like the whole last year, I think.
Yeah, I've been doing okay. Gary blows me out of the water, but we've got some new technology now. Yeah, like I'll be here like training, and I look like yesterday's training. Like when I'm like up here talking about listings, I look down at Gary's computer, and he's literally like creating posts on social media. I'm like, dude, pay the fuck attention. No, but it's that's his job, right? Like that's what he needs to be doing. So. I don't know who that is. That was literally my ending point in time for Gary to take over.
I
It's
have, I have something.
She has a manufactured home paper
Oh,
that she needs to give to somebody.
Right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what's up?
All right, Gary, it's your show now. You want to bring it over here? Here, put this on too, so that way you're recording it. Yeah, just put it on like your little lapel right here.
With the events that you had at February and Easter and all of that, can that be something they'll share whenever we make a call, or only to clients that
No, it's only for you can't just invite the whole world. Yeah, it's only for past clients. Yeah, they'll come.
Good.
Yeah.
Like a good
What's
past
that?
clients only.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell them we do events, but like you're not invited until you buy a house with us.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Well, they have enough time to get into escrow
Okay.
and close before April, so.
Yeah, so those events are for your past clients, obviously. Any current clients that you're like in escrow with right now, they're pretty much going to be a past client soon. You can invite them as well. Or if you have someone that you know, like without a shadow of a doubt, is going to buy a house with us, or maybe someone that hasn't done a deal but they've referred you to people. Like let's say you have a friend that refers you lots of business even though they've never bought a house with you, I would invite that person. Keep those referrals coming, you know what I mean?
All right, so let's get into the fun part.
House shopping.
Right.
That's the other presentation.
All right.
I personally can't wait to see Humberto at the end of the year.
Oh,
He's
wait.
gonna be like a savage.
Before
Hey,
you
I
guys
got these
start-
escrows,
He's
dude.
gonna have a shaved head and a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Like the way he talks, like yeah.
What's up?
it was just
Really
kinda
quick, before you guys start, when you guys are getting phone calls from reception 24/7, please answer and say this is, and then your name, so that I know. It's helping with lead routing so that you guys don't get, like, you know how you guys get called to reception and then you pick it up and someone else takes your lead? I have it filtered now that if you say who you are, it's gonna be assigned to you.
Well, you got that figured out.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm trying to, but you
Okay.
guys need to say your name.
Just say your name. Capture it. Say your name.
The receptionist needs to know who you are, because that way they can put your name on it, so and so answers, so that when they put the lead in, they'll put your name,
Yeah.
and then it'll go to you instead of going to the whole group.
This is Celeste, and all my little notes say transfer to Celeste, transfer to Celeste, so when it goes to phone, it says transfer to buyer line, so I'm like,
Cool.
say your name. Say your name, this is so.
Okay, so what I want to do is we're going to go through lead conversion today. Obviously, it's going to be something we talk about consistently, right? It's through onboarding, it's something we talk about weekly, lead conversion, LP Mama. But I want to start off with playing your conversation that you had with Jeff McNutt. Look, great conversation, great tonality, upbeat. It was what, 6-minute call?
Yeah.
At the end, locked up an appointment. So in order to get better, we got to look at things like this and also take a step out of it and say, okay, well, how can we improve and what are some different things, right? So it wasn't something that I was actually looking for. Jose texted me on the side and said, hey man, like just review this for me. Tell me if there's something I missed or is there something I could have improved on. And I think after the conversation we had, we were kind of in the same boat equally at the same time. You know, when you're in the middle of a call, you know, you have those feelings, those emotions going like, am I going to get this appointment? They throw something at you, kind of, you know, makes you kind of wobble a little bit and you need to get back to your script. But when you listen to it later, which I always highly suggest you do is listen to some of your good calls or maybe the ones you think like, man, what could I do better at? Now there's no pressure. Now you're just hearing the conversation and now you can listen to like the tonality, what's going on, what you could have done better or what you did do that actually worked that you want to use next time, right? Or to trim off some of the fat off the conversation. So I'm going to play this call real quick. I want you guys to listen to it. It's about 6 minutes, and then at the very end of it, we'll just do some, you know, what did you think worked well, and what do you think that maybe could have been different? Because I just want to see if you guys are seeing kind of what I'm seeing, and we'll just let it completely play through. And Jose, thank you for letting me share it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Don't worry, you did good.
Don't be a slow. Here's how I get better.
Hello? Hi, good afternoon. Looking for Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Well, my name is Jose Riano. I'm a realtor here in Bakersfield. Good afternoon, bud. Hello? Hello? Hi, there you are. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was just giving you a call because I'm a local realtor here in Bakersfield, like I mentioned, and this is that you have the interest about getting more information about selling a property. Is that correct? I want to sell a property? You have a home that you're thinking about listing? Oh, who told you that? Oh, no, I just have here in my notes that someone inquired about it, and I'm just following up to see if that really is the case. So I'm kind of sorting through the files and making sure that all the information here is correct, so that way nothing gets lost in translation. Oh, well, how did you get that information, though? Oh, because it shows here on the Follow Boss. It's a CRM system that we use. And so I've been detailed the task to stay late and make phone calls and make sure that the information is true to the best knowledge and see what I can do to help you out and kind of point you in the right direction, give you the resources that you need as far as getting information about what your home's worth, things like that.
Well, I have an agent though.
Oh, you do? All right. So you folks already signed the contract?
Yeah, a long time ago, but.
Oh, okay. You signed. All right. I'm sorry about that. Signed contract a long time ago. Okay. Now, is it to list or to buy?
List.
List. Okay. And well, I can definitely look on the. What's the address that you ended up listing? Because if
Well, we haven't
listed
listed it yet.
Well, you signed a long time. Oh, wait.
We have an agent.
Okay.
What's
So you
that?
have an agent. Haven't listed it yet. Coming
We have an agent that we'll use. I guess that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, okay. Unaware. That's just all right. Has an agent that we'll use and has not signed yet. I'm just putting a note here so that way, you know, if anyone else reads it, they know that I spoke to you and that you folks already have an agent and you haven't signed, but you plan on signing with them already, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's absolutely no way that I could possibly interview, and if I don't completely pull your socks off or anything like that and show you something different, something fresh that not only is going to get your home sold, but could potentially land you more money, you wouldn't see any financial benefit to that?
No, not this moment.
No, not right now, but when you are ready. Because here's the thing, Jeff. Worst case scenario, but I go interview, and if it doesn't wow you or anything, that's okay. You can go back to the original plan. But if it works and everything that I showed you makes sense, I'd love the opportunity to learn your business and show you what we do differently here.
Where are you located at?
We're located here in Bakersfield. I'm with Ryan Dobbs Real Estate Company, the number one company here in Bakersfield.
Oh, they called me the other day.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so we're actually doing our job. That's good.
Yeah, and that's when I told them I had an agent already.
Oh, okay. No, it just shows here that you were, again, like I said, I'm fine-tuning everything and putting the details. So, okay. So, like I said, when do you folks have the plan of putting the home on the market? In a month? Okay. I'm sorry, I hear the missus back there, and I got keen ears. Yeah, if you don't mind, if you want to put it on speaker, I'd be more than happy to talk to you both. So, in a month, well, that's perfect.
We might put it on the market in a month. I don't know. Right now, our son's living there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so now he's aware that you folks are going to sell it, correct?
Well, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, like I said, Jeff, we can meet and I'll show you the presentation, and if it doesn't make sense, and I can assure you without a shadow of a doubt, it'd be your best interest just to hear us out. And if not, like I said, you can definitely go with your other agent, but at least you know you kind of looked at other options just to see what makes sense. So would you be available, say, next week or in 2 weeks? Or what would you think with your wife?
No, I'll call you if I want to get the presentation.
Okay. We'll call back. Okay. You and your wife are pretty busy, Jeff, so it's easier to pencil you out than pencil you in. So what I can do is in about 2 weeks, I'll just reach out just to touch base, just to see if anything lines up, because a month will be here before you know it. I can't believe it's already 2025, to be honest with you. But would that be all right if I just reach out to you in about 2 weeks, just to touch base with you and your wife?
Sure.
Excellent. All right, and do you prefer the morning or the evening, Jeff?
Brian, evening.
Evening? All right, evening 4, or does 5 work better for you?
4 would be fine.
All right, excellent. Evening at 4. Oh, I'm sorry, is that your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, okay. Well, I don't want to take away from your family time. And your address, Jeff, because I have here your email address is jeffmcntt@yahoo.com. Is it missing the U or is it?
Yes.
Okay, so JEFFMCNUTT.
No, you.
Oh, no you. Okay, so it was correct. At yahoo.com. Okay.
Yeah.
And you folks do live here in Bakersfield, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Bakersfield, California. And the property in question, what zip code is it in?
93305.
93305. Oh, okay. Excellent. All right, Jeff, well, I have you down here to give you a call back at 4 o'clock in about 2 weeks. And text you my information right now.
Okay. So, thank you for like sharing it. I know it can be embarrassing, but dude, like you kept him on the phone for 6 minutes. Like the positive side of this whole call is the fact that he's stood on the phone for 6 minutes. Like that's a plus. That does mean he'll probably more likely hear you out again, right? When you do call him back. Because, you know, this is a real, I mean, we went through everything. I have an agent. I don't want an appointment. I told people already calling me, stop calling me. I have an agent. Trying to get the information out of them, right? You still shot to set something up for a follow-up call. So what, I know your tonality was good. It was upbeat, even though his was a little bit less. When you were having the conversation, you know, we were like, you know, like the #1 brokerage, like your voice went up, it brought in energy, and you needed to be direct when you needed to be direct, right? So when you got off that call, how did you feel about it? Like, what was your general thoughts?
My general thought was like, what? Like, I know towards the end, I can hear, like, sure. Like, he just wanted to be off the phone at that point in time, which means to me that, okay, maybe I'm not asking the right questions. And we had this conversation. I didn't even get the motivation as to like why he said it.
Okay.
Which is an important thing, because you have that, then you have everything.
When you got off the phone, did you feel like you had a good follow-up you were going to have? Like, did you feel like that was going to be a good follow-up, or more like he just got you off the phone?
I feel like he just got me off the phone, only because I hear the wife in the background, and I'm like, well, it looks like she's the one
calling the shots.
Calling the shots, and I thought, oh, okay, well, I should have talked to her.
Okay.
But, you know, that's a good conversation to have. I mean, I'm going to follow up with them,
Yeah,
and I think
for sure.
we might have a chance still.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just, yeah, I have to talk to, now I know I have to talk to the wife, because she's the one calling the shots.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I just feel like I didn't ask motivation, and some of the stuff, like I said, like, is that your dog? Like, that shouldn't have even been said. I just thought it was something to say. It's like a filler, right?
Yeah.
Whenever there's like, boy, you're like, oh, that's your dog. Oh, cool. What kind of dog is it? You know, I could have asked that. Yeah, I just feel like I could have asked more questions about them.
But now you can write it down, put it in your notes on what you forgot to ask. That way, when you call back, you'll know.
Yeah.
Because you did very well on keeping them on the line.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you didn't set an appointment, but you did set a callback. So
Yeah.
that was pretty impressive.
What else? Like feedback, positive. What do you guys think?
I like the fact too that when he said that they already have an agent, like he came in with not negative, being like, oh, okay, like, well, can I schedule an appointment with you and see where the benefit of us, what we can show you and provide to you.
Yeah.
You know? So he didn't get stuck with.
He stuck to moving through, trying to set, work with them. Hey, would you see an advantage? Can you see value in, looking at another agent to interview? What else?
I know when he did spin around for that question asking for an interview, he started out by saying, no way would you see value. It was almost like...
that was great. Yeah, it's a Chris Voss type of term. Like, no, wait, it's ridiculous, right? If I asked you if you would accept my offer. Yeah. There's no way you would see value in this. I'm like, well, yeah, I could see value in this, right? It's like almost like a negative brings out a positive in that conversation. Yeah. I forgot the label of it, but it's the way you spin things when you talk to somebody. So
I don't think anybody else in this office could have done as good a job as you did on that call, to be honest with you, because that was pretty spot on.
So my point with this, right, is he's been in business for 10 years. We worked together for about 10 years. And you get accustomed to having these calls. And then you get off these calls and you're like, yeah, that was a good call. That was a real good call. I got an appointment, right? If you don't have the tech to be able to listen to your calls and get better at them, right, to fine tune them. So if you've ever played a sport, right, and you're throwing the ball, like, even though you're getting it where it needs to be at, if you need to be over the top this way or twist with your hip more with a golf swing or something like that, something can kind of be out of whack, right? So that's what coaching's for, right? It's to get you better, to make sure you're always in a rhythm, to get the best out of that conversation as you're having it. So taking time to review it, to kind of see now from a different set of eyes, or, when you're not locked in on that conversation, like, what could I have got better with, right? So what were some areas that we can improve on in that conversation? Because yes, 10 years worth of experience will get you, because you've had thousands of conversations, that gets you through a 6-minute call. Like, you can drag out a call for sure, like, because you have confidence in your conversation. Now we got to take confidence and we need to shorten some of it with that same amount of confidence to get where we need to get. Setting up an appointment that we feel confident that when we got off the phone, we were locked in. So what were you gonna say?
It was sort of improvement. Maybe it was when they mentioned they already had an agent. looking more into that, like the relationship with the agent, like how they met them and if they're a local agent.
Okay, anybody else?
Good. Thank you.
I don't know. I like how he did the. I don't have nothing bad to say, but I like the way that how he tried to get him or to call him back, and he switched it back to him and said that it's easier for him to call him back. So that's something, because a lot of people tell me that all the time. Like, I'll call you back. All right, what day you thinking? You know, then I'm trying to fit their schedule to call me, and it's not gonna work that way.
Correct. Okay. So over my critiques would be this, which would help us, right? We never covered LP Mama, and I need for you guys to see that. Where was the location of the house? What price is he selling it for? I'm throwing gang signs up. What price is he selling it for? What's the guy's motivation? We know he has an agent because he told us. We didn't need to ask. He told us he has an agent. Has he qualified for a mortgage if he's going to sell his house to buy a house? You know, is he taking all the money and rolling it over? We don't know. We don't even know what his exit strategy is for this. I don't want to make an assumption and say, oh, it's a rental. That's why his son lives there. And that's probably what he's going to do. No, I need to hear him tell me that question. And we went for an appointment. So sometimes what's going to happen is when someone says, I want to buy a house, you jump straight to an appointment, right? And you forget to go through LP Mama. You forget to find the fundamental facts. So what's going to separate us from everybody else is being the consummate professional to ask those types of questions. You know, you're talking to your therapist and they, instead of saying, well, tell me more about that, they're just like, you're a baby, get over it. Like, you know, like, just get through it. Like, you know, you need some foundation to this. So don't lose sight of LP Mama just when someone says, I need to sell a house. Okay, well, let's set an appointment. That's gonna take you out of your rhythm. Stick to the game plan. LP Mama. Why is that important, right? And that's kind of what the lead conversion, we'll kind of get through really fast because I know we have onboarding. But don't lose sight of that. Also too, over talking doesn't mean you're doing actual talking. Who talked more in that conversation? Who should talk more in the conversation? The client, right? So how do we get them to talk more? We ask more questions, we go deeper, we go wider. When you start asking more questions and you're running through that LP Mama, you're now building rapport, right? Like, and I asked him, I said, hey, why did you bring up the dog? And he says, well, I wanted to build rapport because he has a dog. And it's normal, right? Like you kind of, like if I walk into a house and someone likes the Cowboys and I like the Cowboys, I'm like, oh, you like the Cowboys? And I can start talking about it, but I'm not really building rapport. I'm feeling like there is some previous sales training, someone said building rapport is that, but it really isn't. Building rapport is just asking them questions about themselves because you want to hear them talk more about themselves so you can solve those problems or solve their, you know, offer solutions to what they're looking for. Also too, things like bringing up like the dog, like I told you, when you're locked in trying to set up an appointment, and we're here to hear, we're having a conversation, or whether it's on the phone, the minute you say dog, or you take yourself away from the conversation, what are you losing? You're losing their attention. Oh, is that your dog? And you're like, what? Like, I thought, you know, like I'm locking in on an appointment. You're staying in the pocket, right? You don't go focus on something else because we're trying to set that appointment. One, we don't jump to a straight appointment. We do LP Mama, we get through that, right? That's gonna be the big differentiator between us and everybody else is we're asking all the right questions. So by the time they get off the phone, they're gonna look at the other agent like, damn, like this guy asked me every question I didn't know about. I didn't even think about that, you know, and that shows the value that we have when we're having communication with them to set those appointments and keep following up with them. Now, I still think it's positive because no matter what, that guy was on the phone for 6 minutes. He could have told you go F yourself and just got off the phone. Yeah. Like we've all heard that previously, right? Who was cussed out yesterday? I was like, everyone's talking about getting cussed out yesterday. It happens, right? And you had playful things about it too that I like. Like, oh, hey, our brokerage is doing their job. They're calling everybody. I can just go ahead and remove you off the list and we can set an appointment up to get your house listed. Like, you know, you can have fun with it just depending on that person and their clientele. Knowing their personalities, focusing on, you know, if they're really direct, are they just a driver? You know, are they really talking a lot? If you're asking a lot of questions, that means, you know, that type of person is probably more of a steadiness, cautious person. They're more analytical. So you base your conversation based off of that. And you have a lot of great questions. I would love to meet with you in person so I could cover all these things because it sounds like you're a numbers guy. And numbers are valuable to you, right? Perfect. Let's meet up. What works best for you? Monday, you know, weekend, weekdays. So good job. I wanted to share that with you guys because it happens to the best of us. I've been through a lot of phone calls and I'm like, I got it. I'm good. And then somewhere, and me and Ryan always say this, we forgot to ask question like 8 and 9. And then that's why we don't get the deal because we forgot to stick to the script to get through that. And you can get, as you get acclimated with the script, get more comfortable with it, you're going to get through better conversations. Okay. Anything else? Anybody want to add to that or anything like that?
maybe don't go into detail on how you how the lead came through. Like they're not gonna know what a CRM is or what software.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. The same thing I said to him yesterday, like they don't know what the CRM is. And okay, so how do we identify how they registered? Like where do we look at on Follow Up Boss?
Marketing in general?
Exactly, right? And one thing yesterday, this is a good reference point, right? Because keep in mind, people, when we first interact with somebody on the phone, they have no clue who we are, right? We're a cold call, they have no clue. They're trying to figure out who you are. So right in the middle of that conversation in the beginning, there was already so much of a miscommunication with that space. Like, what? Huh? Who's this? And then it was like, well, how'd you get my number? So you don't have to go over detail, but you can stick to what we know about it, right? So like when Brian brought up yesterday when we were reviewing this, it came from Zillow. So, hey, Jeff, I just wanted to let you know, it came through Zillow actually, and it looks like it came in 5 months ago. I don't know, maybe if you're looking for a home evaluation, maybe you or your partner had requested it, but I'm just doing a follow-up. That's all you need to say. You addressed where it came from, and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, you know what, I did log into Zillow. Or I don't recall. Like, okay, no worries, don't recall, but just so I know. And like I told him, I knew he was taking notes. You can tell people you're taking notes. Like, hey, I'm gonna be taking notes right now, if that's okay, just because I want to input in the system so we don't have this happen again. Because it sounds like somebody called you already, but we didn't put enough notes. So my apologies, let me go ahead and move into getting this stuff so we can kind of funnel it from there. But while you're asking LP Mama, so what location is it? Do you have a price range of what you want to list your house at? Did the agent already give you a home evaluation? So you can dig in deeper on that, okay?
Then I did notice too that he was trying to mirror that like he kind of was repeating like what they said, but kind of like taking notes. That he could have done written a contract for a long time and kind of like pause and let the seller tell him like, oh yeah, I wrote a contract with him for a long time because then they could have kind of like told them like the reason for it.
Some more pauses, asking more questions from the seller so they can reiterate kind of like what the experience has been with somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So positive call, man, like I said, 10, that's what this amount of time you've been in this business, that's the type of thing you can get through, you know what I mean? That's good. But that's when I don't, those are those times we have these conversations, and I will have these often with people, right? You've been in the business for a while and you're like, I'm beating my head against the wall, I can't convert nothing. Why couldn't we convert anything? What was the one thing we were forgetting when we were going on appointments?
They want to write an offer.
They want to write an offer. You show houses, do you want to write an offer? When we showed houses at our training, it was like the very end of it, right? What does Ryan say? How's this, scale of 1 to 10, how's this house rank? And would you like to write an offer on it? Like, you're not being salesy, like your job is to ask them, You're getting to their cash register at Target, they just don't stand there and be like, hey, you gonna ring this stuff up? You're just like, is someone gonna ask me? Like, just go ahead and ask it. That's what our job is. Because you'll be surprised, out of 10 agents, only our agents are gonna be asking that. A lot of them are just waiting for them to say. You'll never know how many times if you would have just asked that, you would have got a deal out of it. Because somebody that was more aggressive or maybe that asked the right questions got that deal that way. So let's go do lead conversion really quick. Any questions about anything that we covered right now on that? And then please, if you guys ever have a call, just share it, right? Like I said, I can go through, me and him will go through as much calls as we possibly can. But if something sticks out in your head, just go to the notes section and Follow Boss, hit the @ and then put my name. It will notify me and I'll click it. I mean, I was at the gym listening to his call a couple times. I wanted to just really digest it and get a feel for it. So answer the phone when a lead calls. Answering the phone is so important. Brian hired a 24/7 concierge service to answer the phone. It's important to continue our lead gen that we're answering the phone. National Association of Realtors says 81% of sellers or buyers contacted only one agent before deciding on the right one to sell their home or buy a home. Then there's just some other statistics here. HomeLight, 80% of buyers and sellers work with the first agent they meet. 43% of buyers found their agent through a referral. 13% of buyers used their previous agent. And look at that. 13% of buyers or people use their previous agent. Why do you think that is? Not following up. Could have been a bad experience, right? But usually it's not following up. After we close the deal, what do we do with it? Right? I'll be honest with you, I'm a high DI personality type. I have terrible follow-up skills. I've had to adapt it here, using my calendar, using my notifications. And I've realized like that's when you're in this industry, if you don't have a system like Follow Up Boss, you're just gonna be bad at follow-up if you are bad at follow-up, right? Thankfully, we have a system that can do the stuff for us. We just need to check in on it. So as you utilize these things with these clients, this is gonna get you a better clientele base coming back to you, referral-based business. Also too, you know, if you do follow any of these buyers on social media, you want to stay connected with them, right? You want them to see what you're doing, the success. Because even though you sold them a house this year, usually 2 to 3 years, they're going to sell again, right? They're going to sell to buy. Usually they're going to upsize, right, to something different or downsize. But if you're in contact with them on social media and they're seeing your business always going and you're loud out there, they're going to be like, Esmeralda, man, that's my girl. I'm gonna hit her up again, and you ain't even talked to her forever. But they'll usually tell you like, oh, I've been looking at your stuff on social media, so I knew you're still in the business. Because a lot of people, I still to this day, people will call me like, are you still in real estate? I'm like, yeah. Do you not follow my page? Like, yeah, I'm in real estate. You know, they're questioning it because they know, there's a high turnover rate for us. 63% of buyers use their first agent they contacted. Buyers and sellers typically work with the first agent they speak to. The chances of having a lead work with you go up 10 times if you can set an appointment and meet them in person. Very important to meet in person. Very important. We always call it old school, right? Meet, handshake. People want to know you. People want to see your face. People want to put a face to what you're communicating with them. When we get that new office, I want them, when we do, I want to have them see the new office. I want them to see that we're really about our business. I want them to see all the agents when they're here. They can see the lending, then it all follows suit. That's who we are. Like, we're professionally great. We are a gold standard when it comes to business. That's why they're going to work with us, and that's why we're pressing to always set an appointment with them and then keep following up with them. 15 to 20% of our appointments met turn into closed deals. So you can set an appointment, but sometimes they'll just set an appointment to get us off the phone. We got to get better at setting appointments that we know they're going to be staying committed. So what's the rule again? If you set an appointment, we follow up with them the night before to confirm they're going to be here. What did I do for you? I text you and I text her. Are you going to be here? And I'm going to text you in the morning. I text them again. Are you going to be here? And then the system texts them. Just want to make sure we have an appointment. So it's like 3 or 4 touches because I want to make sure. Plus 2, if they're not going to show up, then we can reschedule something. But now you have a time slot available to book another client if you have to go do something, right? Always knowing your schedule to be productive. Speed to lead, huge. Contact every lead you get within the first 5 minutes of receiving it. So once you claim a lead, get on the phone with them fast. You have Follow Up Boss on your phones. You can make the call from there. If you don't know how to track the lead or find it, you need to reach out to us so we can help you. I don't want to have the conversation where Ryan says, because Ryan sees all the leads, he texts us, hey, no one's called this lead. Like, he doesn't sleep with all them Red Bulls. No one called this lead. No one called this lead. And then someone will reach out and try to figure out what's going on with it, right? Because we want it to get connected to, and we don't want to lose that 5 minutes speed to lead. Again, we live in an economy, we live where people are impatient, right? Come on, how many of you guys have been to Starbucks and you're pissed off that the person's ordering? Like, come on, dude, already? Like, let's go. Like, and I realized it's just a California thing. And when you go back east, everybody's really slower paced, and we just look like the assholes. But ideally, we're just speed, drive-throughs and get it in fast. Constant data, constant connection. I think there was a stat that was like 80%, right? In today's world, people are intaking 80% of information. It's all information driven now. Reading, watching, listening to something, like searching for something. Where prior to the internet, it wasn't that way. Obviously, we had to go look for the information, but now it's all information based. So people are just getting dumped with information. Can that be a good thing? Yes. Can it be a bad thing? Yeah, because there's multiple real estate agents they can call, and who's going to do LP Mama and close them and set an appointment the fastest. They will not wait hours or days for you to respond before reaching out to someone else. They will view it as an unprofessional indicator of what you'll be like to work with. Make sure you are the first agent to speak to in order to drastically improve your chances of winning. Please make sure you're answering the phone, you're connecting with them. Make sure your Zillow profile, which we set up on, where all the pictures look just like you. You look up to date. Your social media looks professional. You know, you have a normal life. I totally get it. But make sure it shows you sell real estate, right? Because what do people look at your resume now when they look into you? What's the first thing they go?
Social media.
They look you up online. Like, I look every one of you guys up online to see how, like, what your sense of rhythm is with stuff. Like, are you posting motivational stuff? Are you giving up on life? Like, did something new happen? Like, are you super motivated? Like, I'm watching the post, right? I know David's always like me, always at a sporting event, right? So I know I'm watching what he's doing. I knew Carlos had a pretty nice shirt the other day that I liked that he was wearing at one of his houses. It was like a white one with print all over it. I know what Jose's doing. I know Humberto posted that one video for his, like your tour that was really funny with like, was it Wolf of Wall Street over the background or something like that? Like, so I'm watching, right? I know Bella was doing karaoke. I want to see how locked in my team is, so I'm sure they're going to be looking how locked in you guys are, right? Well, you think I physically dump all that stuff on social media just because I have a bad habit? There's a rhythm to it. I'm trying to show everybody the impact of our real estate industry and what we're doing here different so they can come with us, buy or sell a house, or come with us to work. ABC, always be closing. We've heard of this one. If you have never watched Glenn Ross, watch it. That's where it came from. Coffees for closers, if you haven't heard that before. So we'll always be closing. When we're speaking with a lead, the first time your prime objective is to learn about them. LP Mama. Find out their needs, set an in-person appointment with them. We're going through pre-quals, we're going through buyer consultations. Buyer consultations take how long? What is the amount of time a buyer consultation take? Does anyone remember? Remember I said in the meeting?
30 minutes.
Ryan had it timed down.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. He did 5 minutes and 5 seconds. That's because you asked him a question. But he had it locked into 5 minutes to kind of just go through a general buyer consultation. Prep yourself for a good 30 minutes if you want to meet with them to an hour. You know, really how long you want to talk about it. But generally 5 minutes to get out kind of what the ideal looks like to buy a home. Why is that important? We're just trying to meet with them. We just want to meet with them, handshake, and they know that we're somebody who's going to help them out. And that's when we show who we are with our professionalism. And then showing the properties. When you meet with the client in person, it's an 80% chance you will win them as a client. I can't do interviews through Google. I probably won't hire the person. They won't take the value of it. Ryan doesn't do listing appointments through Google. He has to go in person and take an hour and a half to present why we're gonna make 7 to 8% commission, right? Especially something like that, right? If you are who we believe you are and you are who you believe you are, and you're the best agent for the job, if this is your industry, do you want to have a phone call with them over a buyer consultation, or you want them to see the whole shebang? Like you want to have them see who you are and make that conversation with them. Follow up. Not every person you speak to or meet is going to purchase within the next 30 days. Most won't. Consistent follow-up is the road to riches and growing a massive business. Despite the very high chances of someone working with you, if you are the first agent they meet, your chances go to 0% if you do not remain in contact with them regularly. You can look up all the rule of thumbs for follow-up. My rule of thumb is follow up with them until they tell you to go kick rocks and don't ever call me again. And when they tell you to kick rocks, call them one more time. You're like, are you sure you want me to kick rocks? You know what I'm saying? Like when you start getting paychecks, you're feeding your family, getting out of debt, buying whatever you need to buy, even if you're not even motivated by it, but you're motivated by closing deals, like you're gonna always remember the deals that you didn't give up on. The guy you kept on the phone for 6 minutes. You're not going to remember the lay-me-downs, like, oh, I just remember someone showed up and I wrote a contract. No, you're going to remember the one you fought for 6 minutes, the one that turned into a 30-minute conversation. Follow-up is key, utilizing the systems and procedures that we have. People that will follow up better than D's and I's are going to be like C's and S's. So like if you're a C and an S personality type, you're a way better follower-up than us. We'll get you up front on trying to close the deal right now, but I've always said this. When you put a DI against an SC, the DI will beat them for the first year or two, but the SC will dominate them on the long run. Once they get into that 4th or 5th or 6th year, like in a race, because they have great follow-up. Like I'm terrible at it. I'm like, you want to buy in 30 days or less? Okay, cool, next one. You know, I have to implement systems to follow up. So just be aware of that. It's very important. Do what we say we're going to do for them. Use all forms of communication. Why is it important to use all forms of communication?
Because you find out which works best for the client.
Texting, email. Do they message through? There's people that only like I'll text message my daughter, she doesn't respond. But if I message her on Instagram, responds. It's the phone. It's the same thing. It's just 2 different apps. I don't get it. But I don't ask. I just communicate with her that way. So you got to find out how they communicate. Why is this important? Because if you don't know how they communicate, you're going to take it personal. Like I've been calling this person for 3 weeks. They never answered. And then me and Ryan look at you and like, have you sent them a text? I'm like, no. You sent them a text and this bing. Hey, how's it going? Where you been? You're like, dude, I've been hitting you up for 3 weeks.
That happened to me with the guy from the vacant land. I called him. I want to say I called him like 4 or 5 times and he never answered, and I just sent him a text, and we've been communicating through text messages.
I've sold plenty of houses through text messages and a couple phone calls here and there when I'm like, I really need to talk to you, so we have to get on the phone. So see, what you did was like you created a habit now, right? Because now the next person you talk to, you know to text them because you know based off your prior experience, that's how some people will communicate if you don't push it that route. So again, however you communicate is how you communicate. We have to adjust to them to communicate that particular way. If you haven't tried every communication, like when you make a call, it should be call, text, email if you can. Then you go through that same rhythm through the day until you finally get a hold of them. Because if you haven't, right, then we really give the full effort. Like, and plus we got to determine whether the leads are something we have to put into a different bucket and never deal with again to keep fresh ones in, fresh ones out, okay? And also too, you don't want these, like if you didn't communicate the proper way or follow up the right way, you don't want them to get swept and moved back into a bucket and then you sharks call. And you're like, and nothing's crazier than looking at all the people that are trying to talk to them, and they move it into back to the bucket after lead sweep day, and then Esmeralda calls them, and it's like, yeah, they want to buy. Funny, 17 other agents talked to them, but somehow I got them to buy. Like, don't lose your opportunity. And you start looking at it, it was just because we didn't give it the full press effort to continue to follow up on those leads. LP Mama, you're gonna hear it again. I'm gonna beat this into you guys like I got beat into me with my broker when I first started. It was LP Mama all the freaking time. Location, price, motivation, agent, and mortgage. Remember, please try to come up with 3 to 4 questions yourself as like homework or just to get better. Just for yourself, tailored off based off of your personality, that you can have these, right? Because just your goal is to get this information to set an appointment, but to get your 2-minute conversation as well. After 2 minutes, you have a better chance of converting on this client because they're hearing you out and giving you all the bit of information. It doesn't need to be in this order. It just needs to make sure we get through this, right? Write it down on your notes. L, okay, I answered all the L. Let me move to the next one. Let me move to the next one. You don't have to be fast, but pauses when you talk. Be direct when you're asking these questions, when you're speaking to them. Buy yourself some time. If you speed up, you're gonna speed yourself off the phone. You take your time talking to them and they give you the time, you're gonna have a better quality appointment. Any questions about LP Mama? I know we hear it all the time, but is there any challenges you guys are having with LP Mama right now that we can help you get better at? Just remembering it maybe? Yep. Does everybody have it somewhere where they can see it all the time? Does anybody have it on the front of their phone? Like as a screensaver? Like I would highly implement, because I did it. I'm only gonna tell you guys to do things that I did.
Can you screenshot that to us or put just that picture?
So when I first started, I had LP Mama as my screensaver. So every time I picked up my iPhone, I saw LP Mama. So every time I was on a call, I looked at the picture and I'm like, LP Mama. I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. We already went through this. And then ALM, Zillow script, appointment, location, motivation. Appointment, give the buyer what they want. They're calling to see a house, so book the appointment. So back in the day, I would have told you don't go on an appointment unless you know the client's pre-qualified. Now that I've met Ryan, I've realized that's probably the worst advice I ever gave somebody was don't go on the appointment. Do something, go, feel like you're a part of real estate. That's when they're gonna meet you. That's when you're gonna buyer consult. That's when you're gonna try to get your BCRB signed. I said it right. You're gonna get that documentation signed. That's when you're meeting your client. Like, don't sway away from those. I'm finding out the reason, like you went on appointments like that before, right? And that's the reason she sold 44 houses in like 18 months. I looked like okay, she went. Yeah, I mean, when she literally says, like, what is it that you do to be successful in Ryan Dobbs's?
I just do what Ryan tells me to do, and I follow his program.
That's it. You're available. Yeah, that's literally it. I'm available. I answer my phone. I follow up. She probably makes the best friends with her clients. If you hear her talking, you would think she's talking to a family member. Or one of her kids is like, oh man, that's a great conversation I can hear from over here. And it's just one of her clients she's shooting the shit with. But she has it so set up to where they're going through the process, but it's a friendly. Remember what we said. This is happiness and the time. Buyer happiness starts high, right? And as we get through the transaction, this is when you got to monitor it more with them, because that's when they're going through inspections and everything that gets paperwork, and it brings their motivation down. Sellers start here because they're terrified about selling their house. Will it sell? Will I get the amount of money? Once you give them their offer, then they're happy on the end of it. So you are started off with a happy clientele already. Make it a happy, worthwhile experience. We're shooting to get the best reviews we can. Location, ask them what exactly they're looking for and if they'd be interested in seeing more homes like the one they called you about. Somebody, if you're asked somebody, tell me about the location and the type of home you're looking for. I just want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Hey, I totally hear you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but what I do need to do is there's some filters I have to go through to know what type of house to send you. So can you give me a little bit more detail about what that looks like? What zip code? What area? What school district? Bedroom, bathroom?
Ready?
Huh?
Move-in ready?
Move-in ready. Do you want to do some work? Oh, I don't mind doing a little bit of work. Okay, well, David, your little bit of work can be different than my little bit of work. When you say a little bit of work, do you mean just cleaning or do you mean like replacing countertops and pulling floors? Oh, I just mean cleaning. Okay, thank you for being clear because I just want to make sure I'm looking for the right things. People will start giving you the information they're looking for. You know what I mean? Tell me more about that house. I get it's a 3-2 bedroom, but what am I going to send you? I always like to start those conversations with like, how long have you been looking for a home? And was there a home that you saw that you just didn't get or it didn't work out, but you always remember that home? I'm like, oh yeah, I do. Cool, send me the address. Because I just want to look at it, right? I want to look at what they liked. What did you like about this home? I love the yard. I love the area. Okay, did you see it? Or if they didn't, like they saw the pictures, I'm like, tell me about it, right? So they'll give me all those things. That's what I take mental notes of and I put in my follow-up box, or I would, to go look for those homes later when you're looking for them, right? Oh shoot, Jose will like this house. It's quartz countertop. It's in the Southwest next to Quellwood, 4-bedroom plus office. I think this is gonna work for them, right? Like you probably know what all your clients want. Like to the detail of what they're looking for, right? We put them on automation to get them those things. That's just to make sure they're looking. But when you really get into it and you got someone hot 90 days or less, like you're seriously going through all the inventory, looking for what they want. Here, I handpicked this house for you. Let me send you the link. Do you want to go see this one? And when we see it, if you like it, do you want to make an offer? Should I bring the paperwork with me? You know what I mean? So motivation, we don't know motivation, we ain't got nothing. If I didn't know why you guys want to be here, it's hard to hire you. If he didn't know why I wanted to be here, it'd be hard for me to work here. We don't know that part of each other. So you have to learn this with them, their motivation, what's driving them. Remember, somebody who's looking to buy it, and someone just didn't wake up one day and say, I need to buy a house. They've been thinking about this for like 90 days already. They talk to friends, family, they've been looking online, they've probably been browsing Zillow. Like, there's a lot of buildup asking for, review, like, well, what did you think about your agent? What did you get your house for? What's your rate? Just really focus in on like, where's their head been at for the last 90 days before you talk to them? Tell me about that. How did you get here? What's important to you about buying a home? What does that look like? What do you value in buying a new home? Close your eyes. When you do buy this home, what does that look like in the very end? What does that home visually look like to you? Because I want to make sure I get that house for you, right? I think that's it. That's it. Cool. Any questions about anything? I hope it was helpful. I know we talk about it often, but I've been talking about this for 10 years, and so just never going to stop. So you're just going to keep getting better and better and better.
Have you been in business with Realty?
No, less than 2 years.
Less than 2 years and 44 deals. That is fantastic.
So 2 years in March.
Well, you took off how many months?
April.
April? Oh, your contract's
I
in
took
March.
off, almost 6 months.
Oh, I was on, dude. I said 6 months. I was like, I think she. That's where I came up with your the 18, 17 months. Good.
And 44 deals, like that's very, very impressive. Most agents don't even do 12, And I'm talking about season. Last year I had maybe like a handful of deals, So kudos to you, man. So it works, man. So share that with anybody, man. That you guys work on.
I think I'm working on closing this month will be 5.
Nice.
So, all right, it'll either be Friday or Monday when I close my next one, so that'll be my 5th deal. I have one closing after that, and then I have 3 more closing. But I like to make it. Exactly.
But the one thing she said, and she didn't say it in this actual wording, but this is what I took from it, right? Like she followed Ryan with blind faith. She had trust that what he was saying was the actual way to do it.
Crazy enough to do it.
Right, crazy enough to do it. And she followed with blind faith. You tell me to do it? Okay.
And I think I've told you this. I know I've told Ryan this. If I'm not here, if I'm at whatever I'm doing, I just want to see him succeed. I've seen how much he busted his ass on this. Forget how much money forget the money. That's not important. I've seen how much time and effort he's put on into this company. And I just want to see him succeed. And I know he knows that. And I know he knows that I have his back on him.
And we feel the same way because look, I know I use that number 208 a lot and 78 for systems and like systems that he buys, but like, I feel the exact same way about him too. I really respect his business and the amount of effort that he puts in, the time he takes away from his family. That like, why wouldn't I commit 120% of myself to make him a better broker and to make us a better team? Because your guys' goals are my goals, and I know they're his goals. It's all about you guys first before it becomes anything about the rest of the brokerage. Like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how we look at it, and I appreciate that you brought it up. And before we go, or we get through with this, we get on calls, I want to say, and I know we said it in the chat, but like, congratulations, like, she's going to be getting an award, Rising Star. On the 31st at the inaugural. That's freaking amazing.
I have to learn how to do my hair apparently.
I'll do your hair for you if you want.
Advertise the shit out of it, so yeah.
This is the only dressy outfit I got, so I'm gonna wear it again. So, no, but
Business casual.
It's not business, it's black tie.
oh damn it! Are you that dressed up?
Casual, that's black tie.
Is this semi-formal?
The office is business casual. That is
It's
gonna be like.
semi-formal. What the hell is that? What the hell's... Oh,
It's gonna be suits, tuxedos, and dresses. That's all you're gonna see.
Oh, I'm gonna go rent a tuxedo.
I'm gonna go rent a tuxedo.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys. So take 10 or 15. We're taking a little 15-minute break real quick. Then we're gonna jump on calls, do our hour of calls, and then we'll